then Summer, Jeronimo, and her husband Juan. I mean, they're doing very well in this company, but the one thing that just doesn't stop, you know, I had a chance to visit with them in my office a couple of days ago, and when I started looking at the recruiting and what they do every single day, they always have somebody new that's coming up. You know, sometimes you get with people that's been around for a while, and the conversations are always about somebody else that's been around for a while in the organization. Well, every time I sit down with Juan and Summer, the conversation is about brand new people they're talking to, and they're excited. They are great examples of prospecting on a daily basis. You know, Summer is an incredible leader. She's an incredible speaker, and just a great ambassador for this company. She's a $100,000 ring earner and a 20K member. So she will also have with her our next man up. Have you seen her already on the stage? Dee Willard out of San Angelo, Texas, National Director. Leanna Clevenger out of Gwinnett, Oklahoma, Executive Consultant. And Christopher McCluskey out of Maryville, Illinois, Executive Consultant. Please help me welcome to the stage Ambassador Summer Jeronimo with our next man up team.
I'm going to go over a couple of things real quick here, then we're going to get into our amazing Rising Star panel. Now, prospecting is the lifeblood of the business, okay? And we are going to go over this very, very fast, so buckle your seatbelts in. If you're ready, say, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, perfect. So, let's talk about this. There's two main things that you're going to do. And if you're day one getting started, or you've been in the business a while and you're an ambassador, you are going to build a list, and then you are going to contact the people on that list. So let's talk about list building. You want to build it long, you want to build it strong. You want to use your Facebook, you want to use your cell phone, you want to use anything where you have a group of names together. Church directories are awesome. Step number 2, we are going to contact those people on that list. So let's talk about that. We have 3 different groups. We have our warm market, people that you see, that you talk to all of the time, friends, family, coworkers, people you do business with. Then we have our not so warm market, okay? That may be a blast from the past, somebody you knew from high school, maybe a former coworker, a neighbor that used to live close by. And then the third part is our cold market, okay? These are people you don't know yet, they're gonna go make some friends with, okay? So let's talk about this. Now, have you heard of this question before?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay, there's one question you need to know, and that's really all that you need. Have you heard of Zeal for Life? That's going to be the foundation that we're going to build everything around, okay? Now, let's talk about contacting your warm market. These are people that you see all of the time, so having a 3 to 5 minute conversation with them is completely normal. We're going to go through how this call should sound. If you have your phone, you may want to take a picture of the slide. Okay, so I'm going to call and I'm going to prospect for you. Hey there, Susie, this is Summer. How you doing, girl? Doing great. Hey, listen, am I calling you at an okay time? Yes, awesome, great. I only have a minute, but I wanted to run something by you. Have you ever heard of Zeal for Life? No kidding. Well, it's something that looks like we can help some people and make some money. And I thought about you. Do you keep your options open for improving your health or making some money outside of what you do? That's it. Okay, now let's break down this call. First of all, you're gonna call and you're gonna say hello. Act normal, be yourself, say hello, okay? Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask if we're calling them at an okay time. One of the things that people will do is they'll answer the phone going through checkout, they'll answer it while they're changing a baby's diaper, and it's just really not a good time to answer the phone. Am I calling it an okay time, okay? Next point, I only have a minute. Why do we tell them that? A couple of reasons. You're on your lunch break making calls, you're driving home making calls, you only have so much time to pump out as many calls as you can to connect with people. Second part is you're gonna protect yourself from getting in a back and forth conversation questions and you're tempted to answer those questions. Okay, so I only have a minute. Have you heard of Zeal for Life? Now you're gonna take that, have you heard of Zeal for Life, and you can put that however you want. Some people talk business. I'm a business person, I prospect most of the time for business. This entire panel that we're gonna get to right up here, they bring up the health side of things, okay? So you can kind of put around that question whatever you want that pertains to that person. Are you open to finding out more about what we're doing? That's the next part. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna give you one of 3 answers. They're gonna give you a yes, they're gonna give you a no, or they're gonna say, what you got? It doesn't matter what they say. If they give you any kind of a positive feedback, your next thing is, sounds like we should get together. What's your schedule look like over the next couple of days? Now your goal is to get them to a one-on-one, you wanna get them to a party, or if you have a hotel meeting in your market, that would be a great venue as well. So let's talk about your not so warm market. A lot of times people have a tendency, they don't really feel comfortable, they haven't talked to these people in a long time. Everything we just learned for your warm market, you're gonna do when you talk to people that you haven't talked to in a long time, but you're gonna add some stuff around it. Hey there, this is Summer. Am I calling you at an okay time? Listen, I know this is a blast from the past, but I'm working on something and it made me think of you. I wanted to reach out and give you a call. But before we get to that, how have you been? Goodness, it's been 5 years, and you just get talking with them. Then we're gonna do something called FORM. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, and message. Now what happens is if you ask them how they've been, their natural response is for them to ask you, how have you been, right? That's your opportunity. Tell them how you've been. You're gonna go over, hey, have you heard of Zeal for Life? And then invite them to meet up with you. The last part is your cold market, okay? I love cold market prospecting. We do this all of the time. A great way to get into that is you want to start by striking up a conversation. We're going to get into our panelists here, and we have somebody that does this all of the time. But basically, you want to strike up a conversation. A great way to do that is, compliment them. I like the hair, I like the purse, I like the shoes, I like the tie. It doesn't really matter. Start up a conversation. Now, what we found is we usually try and get them to ask what they do, so they will turn around and ask, what do you do? Hey, I'm launching a health and nutrition company. We're expanding here locally. You know what? You look like a sharp person. This may be way out in left field, but do you keep your options open for making money outside of what you do? And that's basically it, guys. And so without further ado, we are going to get into our amazing panelists. And we are going to start with Miss Dee Dee Willard. So here's what we're going to do. Tell us, Miss Dee Dee, where are you from? What do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Dee Dee Willard. I'm from San Angelo, Texas.
Yeah.
And what am I supposed to say? What do I do? Now I'm a Zeal for Life, but before, for 15 years, I sold copiers door to door. Copiers.
Okay, awesome. Now, you and I chatted on the phone. You are like the cold market queen.
Absolutely.
So tell everyone, what do you do? Because a lot of people think that's hard. So tell them what you do.
Well, y'all saw my before and after picture. I really didn't think that was going to go because I thought but anyway, so when I'm shopping or doing whatever I'm doing at the car wash, at the grocery store, at the dentist office, at the doctor's office, anybody where there's people that need Zeal, because everybody needs Zeal, I will just strike up a conversation. Hey man, I like your shirt, tell me about your kid, anything that sparks them so they can talk about them. And so once I get that, once I kind of get in their bubble, then I target people. Like if I see somebody that looks like I looked, I'm on them. I'm like, come to me. So I just get in their bubble, and I just ask them, you got to see this picture. And so I show them that picture, and they're like, oh my gosh. So right there, when they do that, I know I've got them. So I'm like, so does that look like me? No, that's not you. And I'm like, no, really, it really is. So I just tell them that, I was 40 pounds overweight. I didn't have a lot of energy. I was sleeping in the GTE parking lot once a day, taking a nap. And so does that sound like familiar? And they're like going, yeah. And so once they get that look like, oh my gosh, here's hope, I just give it to them. I'm like, crack that bottle open, throw some water out of my purse, and they're like, what in the world? And before they know it, before they can even say no, it's down their throat. And we know that our product does something to people, so all you gotta do is get it in their throat. I mean, you gotta hold them down. Whatever, y'all heard me say that before, but you just gotta get it in their throat because the product works. And so once that happens, you're like, isn't it good? And they're like, yeah. So you just have, I will zeal people anywhere in the parking lot. If I see somebody walking out, I'll just go up and flash my picture. That used to be me, and you just kind of capture them like they're off, you catch them off guard. And so I just put zeal in their body, and then if they like what they saw in my picture, does this seem like you might want a weight adjustment? Okay, meet me at Hastings in 20 minutes, or when can you meet me? I will show you how to do this. And so if they try and buy a canister from me, I'm not going to sell them a canister out of the back of my car. I'm going to show you how to get it for free. So I just make them come. They got to look at the comp plan, because if you can get 4 people and get the product for free, doesn't that sound like it'd be a great idea? And they're like, yeah. So now they've got hope that they can have a weight adjustment, and now you're putting money in their pocket, and you're putting money back in their pocket because it's going to be free. So it just makes perfect sense to me, because I've been there, I saw that, I did all that, and my little housekeeper brought me a Zeal bottle, and she saved my life, literally.
Awesome. So basically, give her a hand. So basically what you're doing is you're connecting with people. You usually start a conversation and kind of compliment them up front, right?
Yes.
Okay, then how do you kind of get into everything else?
Well, once you give, people are always waiting for a compliment, because nobody compliments people anymore. And so I just always want to extend that compliment to people, because it makes you feel good. I mean, if somebody tells you they like your shoes, you're like, really? And so then you've got them in there where they're attracted to you. If you can get somebody attracted to you, a mom to mom, if you can get that attraction, they know that you feel their pain, and you can say, you know what? I've got hope in a bottle right here. Let me put it in your stomach and let you see what it'll do to you. And they're like, they will. It's like, my mother-in-law and I were talking yesterday, and she's like, I wouldn't take something from a stranger. And I'm like, why not? If they tell you they've got hope in a bottle, who's going to turn that down? So, I just think everybody that I come in contact with should drink this bottle right now.
Absolutely.
If they won't drink it, I'll take it. Adios.
All right, so compliment, start up a conversation, get some zeal in them, and then your goal is to do a one-on-one with these people.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they're going to ask me, well, how do I get it? Can I buy it from you right now? No, because I have nothing for sale. I sold copiers for 15 years. I don't sell anything anymore. That's key. So I just share. I'll say, if you'll let me sit down with you, I will get this product to you every month for free. Hope for free. Who has that?
Awesome. Great. So you sit down with them, you do your one-on-one, they like it, they get involved, then we transition them into who do you know? Get your list of names, and we start getting into the warm market.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
So do you know somebody else that would love to have this same hope in a bottle? They've got zeal in their body. They've probably watched the video on my phone. And then you just say, who do you know that's in the same situation? You're like, thank you very much. Let's go get your G4. And once you get them G4, zeal for life.
Perfect. Give her a hand. All right. Next we have Miss Leanna Clevenger. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
I'm a mother of 6. I have a wonderful husband of 38 years, almost 39. I've lost 34 pounds on this Zeal for Life challenge. I run a company, a construction company. We work mostly for the National Forest and Park Services, and we do that full time, and I do Zeal part time.
Awesome. Now you built your business mostly by talking to people that you know.
Yes.
Okay. How do you usually do that?
I do cold market and I do warm market. I call old friends that I haven't seen for years, and I find out how they're doing. I'm a people person. I absolutely want to love on you anytime I can, and they know it. And I show care and concern. I find out if they're sick, feeling good, or if they're needing money. And if that opens up anywhere in the conversation, I'm all over it. Wow, really? I know a way to fix that.
So you kind of use the form method, where you start a conversation, you wait for them to open the door, and then once they open the door, you bring up Zeal.
Definitely.
Okay, perfect. Now, here's where a lot of people that are new getting started, here's where they lose it. I'm sorry to say, but they do. They wait for the opportunity, the person gives them the green light, and then they rush in like a bull and hose them with information. Anybody done that? Okay, we've all done that. And this, I think, is what has really led to your success, is you kind of keep a volley of conversation going back and forth.
Yes, I do not, like my daughters say, vomit on them, because they will turn around and run as fast as they can. I'll just say, I know of something that will make you feel better, if they need that. I know some way you can make extra money on the side. And then I'll say, hey, and I know how you can find out more about it. We're having a party in just a couple of days. Why don't you come with us? Or if they're not around, I'll say, hey, I've got a video you can watch. And I'll get them right on that. And then I'll call them back as soon as they watch the video.
Perfect, perfect. So chit chat, then you get into a party.
Yes.
And then off they go from there.
And then I'll call them in 3 days.
Perfect, and you follow up.
Yes.
And follow up is very, very key, right?
Yes, and I try to get them, if I can, most of the time you want to get the stuff in them for sure. And I'll send them that little pack. I love that thing on, what do you call it?
The sample pack.
The sample pack, I love that, because you can get it to them in 3 days, and they usually love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Give her a hand. Now, last off, we have Mr. Chris McCluskey. Tell us about yourself. Yes, we got a fan club.
Well, thanks, Summer. You asked the question, what do? I do a lot of things.
Okay.
I'm a husband to my wife, Christy, and a father of 3. I've coached football and baseball, and I'm boards of directors of several organizations. But I have a very clear purpose, and that's to help as many people as possible live as high a quality of life for as long as possible. And the way that we do that is we help people address problems with either the structure of their body, the nerve system in their body, or body chemistry. I'm a chiropractor by trade. We have a wellness center. We have had for 10 years. And, you know, I'm addicted to the chiropractic adjustment. I'll just tell you guys all right now. That's my passion, okay? I love it that everybody's so passionate about Zeal, and I've become that way too. The reason is because of the chiropractic adjustment. Ask Chris Cruz what it'll do for you. You know, we adjusted him at the last convention, and he had a life-changing moment in an instant. And this is the very first time nutritionally that I've seen people have life-changing moments in an instant. It's amazing. So that's what led me to utilize Zeal, and as we say, we're sharing and caring, baby.
Awesome, awesome. Now, you've actually built a lot of your business using Facebook, right? Tell us about that.
So that's right. Like you said, I'm a people person as well, and I thought Facebook was just about the neatest thing since sliced bread. Spent a couple years diving into the positives of Facebook and also the negatives of Facebook. So really you have to decide how you want to use it. Facebook is just a tool. These two very eloquently stated, and I try to make a sentence, but they said it a lot better. The way I came up with it is you need to become more interested in the people you're speaking with than the message that you're trying to get to them. Right, so let's say it again. Become more interested in the people you're speaking with than the message you're trying to get to them. The message is very noble, but unless you form a heart-to-heart conversation and they know that you really care about them, then they're not going to, you know, they may think you're trying to sell them something or do something for your benefit. But if you truly from the heart love that person and you just want to love on them, like you said, they'll pick up on it. And like you said, why wouldn't you take something from a stranger if they're loving on you? Love is love.
Mm-hmm, definitely. So let's talk about Facebook. How do you talk to people on Facebook about Zervita and Zeal for Life?
Good question. So I mentioned the positives and negatives of Facebook. I decided a couple years ago I would no longer participate in the negatives of Facebook, not argue with people or make political posts or whatever. So basically what we do is we just share positive things happening in our life. And it just so happens that Zeal for Life is one of the most positive things that's happening in my family's life. So in the morning, if we're having breakfast and my kids are demanding their Zeal shake, I might just take a picture of them drinking it and share it with people. You know, there's a stat that says when you put pictures of people on Facebook, it gets more likes and follows and visual, attention, if you will, than any other post. So every 2 to 3 to 4 days, you don't want to overdo it, but I'll just put a picture of myself or Christy or our kids enjoying the product and make a statement about energy and clarity and not being sick, and people will pick up on that. So that's really the first thing we do. The second thing we do is private message acquaintances. I love Facebook because you can find people you haven't seen in a long time. They might live 1,000 miles away, and you can contact them and you can just say, hey, how's it going? See, those people you already had a relationship with at once. So like you all said, how are you doing? And then what do they ask? How are you doing? I'm doing great. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of Zeal for Life? Right now, and it's not going to be this way for long, guys. So Chris G said you're in the right place at the right time. Right now, when you ask that question, nobody's heard of it. So it's so easy. And then we use the sample pack. We send it out, we follow up, we say, get it in your body. We do a follow-up phone call, and that's where, as Summer says, the magic happens with the follow-up phone call.
Absolutely. Talk about your follow-up phone call. What happens there?
So the follow-up phone call goes like this. Did we get the sample in our body for a day or two or 3 or 4, whatever it may be? And I just cut straight to the chase and say, one, how was your experience, or what was your experience? If it was a positive experience, I immediately say, and this is an important statement, do you feel that this is something that would be appropriate for you to use on a daily basis? They're either going to say yes or no. If they say yes, we go right into the enrollment conversation. Okay, and if it's just for the person, maybe we do a preferred customer. If it's for family members, we always try to get them on a pack, a quick start pack or builder's pack. If they say no, then I just quite simply say, do you mind me asking why not? And if they say something that, we feel like we can help with, we'll give an answer. If not, we just say, you know what, we love you, and if you ever decide that it's something that you think you would want to use on a daily basis, go ahead and contact us. I'm not trying to sell anything. We're just sharing. And coincidentally, I've been in this business for 4 months on accident, thanks to Babette Tino, and it's been, wilder than anything we could have ever imagined.
And what's your rank now?
So we just hit executive consultant as of last month, and like I said, we've been in 4 months. Actually, I will, just to finish up real quickly. Mark and Tracy, I just want to talk about the culture of the company. These are the right people at the right place at the right time. Until now, wellness chiropractors were the most noble people I'd ever met. And you all in this room are now in that category for me, especially you guys up front, so thank you for that. Second thing is, Mark and Tracy talked about hardships. My wife has stood beside me through lots of hardships, and it's her birthday next month, May 1st. So basically what I want to do is I want you all to help me in presenting Christy with her birthday present. If you want to zoom in, Mr. Cameraman, we got a new Mercedes CLK 350 waiting at home, baby. Zeal for Life.
Awesome. Well, we're giving out cars. We got all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Never know what will happen. Thank you so much, guys. Give these guys a round of the hand. They were amazing.
Well, what a surprise a wife with a car on stage. That is cool. Now, Frank, there is a difference between what he did and what you were gonna do. My romantic brother, when he's getting ready to propose to Lori, he's thinking of the romantic things to do. And I think of these guys at the ball game, when they show the picture and you propose at the baseball game with the hot dog and beer splashing over the celebration. I said, don't be that guy. So, Lori, you had a romantic proposal, but I'll admit I was part of it not being a don't be that guy time. So, anyway, the 3 takeaways, that's one of my takeaways, but be the guy that surprises with a new Mercedes, right? Is that new Mercedes? Awesome. Takeaways.
Make contact with people.
I heard this right. Don't vomit on people. And, I don't know we need to say that unless you're trying to MC the event or something like that, but if you happen to get called up here to MC, don't vomit on people in the audience. By the way, somebody came up to me, we're praying for you. You can pray for me all you want to, and I'm going to receive it, but it was a joke. with Frank coming up here, I really was feeling okay. So just want to make sure we clarify that. It was a sick joke, but it was a joke. Takeaway was the follow-up, the chit-chat party, and follow-up. Follow-up was extremely key. It was one of my takeaways from that. Another takeaway, it seems so simple, was from Summer. It says, build a list and contact the people on the list. I thought, duh, but that is so true. I can't tell you how many lists I've built over the years that they look good on paper. Don't let them look good in somebody else's organization because you didn't contact them on the list. And another takeaway was the hope in a bottle in the G4. I thought was amazing. Facebook. Be more. This is really key. Be more interested in the people you are speaking with than the message you are trying to get to them. Great message. Great message. So a lot of good takeaways from that, and I tell you, the Next Man Up panel, the Rising Stars. They're bringing some meat, and I hope you guys are receiving it. They're bringing some good stuff. So I hope that you're paying attention to that. Now, every one of them have overcome obstacles. The next group has overcome